Hello everyone, welcome to the Adoran region. I'm your host, Adoran himself, back for another episode of A Pack a Day Keeps the Doctor Away. We are going strong, and I've noticed a lot of people have been watching this series, and I am surprised and happy all the same. Thank you so much for sticking through this entire time. If you haven't caught up, I'm pretty sure the playlist is in the description below, or just go on the channel. Consider subscribing while you're at it. I don't normally like asking for subscriptions because I feel like it's very... it seems very wrong to just ask for subscriptions. You can tell because my voice cracks. But if you would like to subscribe and check out this and all of the other series on the channel, I would recommend doing so because, I might be biased, but I kind of like the things that are on the channel. Pretty cool. Anyway, today is Mega Pack Day. We're going to open up a 2018 Mega Tin Pack. Last week we opened up a 2017 one. This is going to be very, 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 very cool. If my voice would stop cracking, then maybe we could get somewhere in this. 16 cards in every pack, a secret rare, an ultra rare, a super rare, a rare, and 12 common cards. So this is going to be a longer episode, but we shall get this underway. Very, very cool. I'm excited for this. This is when I really started getting back into Yu-Gi-Oh! Was around the 2018 Mega Pack time, because there are a lot of decks that came from this that I recognize, like Ultrageist and cards like Borlo Dragon and things like that. That's when I came back, was when I came back, Firewall was still legal and rampant, if you want to put a time frame on that. That's about when I came back. And so we shall get this started. Hopefully I don't mess up here. I want to try to do all the common cards first. And I don't know if I'm doing that correctly. Alright. So actually we'll start off with this and then we'll just go backwards. So, Jack Wyvern. It's a machine with the effect of, let's see, you can see right there, Jack Wyvern. For a second I thought I was talking about Jack Atlas, but that's clearly not the case. So Wyvern, machine with the effect, you can banish this card and one face-up machine monster you controlled and target one dark monster in your graveyard, special summon it. You can only use this effect once per turn. It's an 1800 attack monster. Let's see, banish this card and one face-up monster you controlled and one dark monster in the grave, special summon it. Oh, that would be really useful if you have multiple machines out there. Get this guy and one face-up machine monster, and bring back any dark-type monster in your graveyard. I can see how this would definitely be useful if you could throw one in there in advance. I can definitely see how that would be useful. I'm going to go backwards real quick, just because I don't want to do all of the rares and stuff. I know a lot of people don't do that. They'll go just next card, next card. I like saving it to the end. If you don't like that, I'm sorry. You could skip until the end and go backwards, I suppose, if you're not interested in this and only interested in the super rares and ultra rares. But yeah, so we're going to go backwards into the common. FA Pit Stop, the quick play spell card. Target, let's see, hold up, let me show you that. I like the FA artwork. I really like the sort of racing theme that it goes on. Target one FA monster you control, reduce its level by 2, and if you do, draw cards equal to the number of FA Pit Stop in your graveyard plus 1. So if you have 3 of this thing could potentially draw 7. Or sorry, not draw 7, draw 5. Because you would have 2 of these in the graveyard. That would be 4 plus the 1, that's 5. That seems amazing. This has the potential to be a draw 5. During your main phase, except the turn this card was sent to the graveyard, you can banish this card from your graveyard, then target one FA monster in your graveyard, special summon it. This card seems like an amazing card for the FA. I don't know too much about the FA archetype, but this card seems really, really good, considering it has like the potential to be like a plus 5, and it's able to do so much. I don't know if this is worth much, but and I don't know how much FAs are played. FAs I think also have, don't they have a win condition type thing like Yugioh, where you have to get I don't know if it's a field spell or continuous spell or something like that, like 3 counters on it. I feel like I remember seeing that from a video. So let's go backwards. The next card on our list is going to be a ritual card, Ruin Queen of Oblivion. It's a fairy ritual effect monster. You can see right there. Look at that card. Light type, and its effect is you can ritual summon this card with End of the World. So that must be the ritual spell that can summon it. When this attacking card destroys an opponent's monster by battle, you can activate this effect. This card makes a second attack in a row. 2300 attack. So it can make a second attack in a row. That seems really, really cool. I'm a fan of effects that do a lot of battle damage because it reminds me of the olden days when things were just attack, attack, attack. Very nostalgic. Like, I don't know how nostalgic this card is, but yeah, it's a very fun looking card. I like the card as well, Queen of Oblivion. Seems like a very cool name. our next card is a spell card. As you can see here, it doesn't have a lot of text. It is Column Switch. Column Switch. This is probably extremely useful for links right now. I really don't see how this would be that useful in the past, but especially with columns having much more of a reason to exist, I can see how this would be useful. Quick play spell card. Target one monster in your main monster zone. Move that target to another of your main monster zones. Seems standard. It doesn't affect links, however, now that I can see that. It just affects main monster zones. So I suppose if you've got something summoned and you want to move it to a link direction or vice versa, then I guess you could do that. Or if you just want to avoid something that attacks columns, although I don't know how many cards do that. This would be pretty cool for that. Next one's a monster. It is Samurai Skull. Zombie with the Samurai Skull. I don't know if I said that properly. Dark 4, level 4. This is a zombie with the effect. When this card is normal summoned, you can send one zombie monster from your deck to the graveyard. If this face-up card in its owner's control leaves the field because of an opponent's card effect, you can special summon one level 4 or lower zombie-type monster from your deck except Samurai Skull. So if this card leaves because of a card effect, you can special summon a level 4 or lower type zombie. That seems like a pretty cool effect. I don't know how often that would resolve, just because of the fact that this is, it's a 1700 monster with no defense points. So I'm not sure how often this would get done. But if you run a zombie deck, then you guys can tell me if this card's any good. Yeah. So, next card is another monster, Soldier Dragons. This seems like a really cool card. Looking at that as 2 standard, it's just your run-of-the-mill, soldiers. They got things to do, people to see. Dragon type with the effect, once per turn when your opponent activates a card or effect, you can special summon one level 2 or lower dragon monster from your deck. How many level 2 or lower dragon monsters are there? I don't know. It doesn't seem like there's too many. I can't think of any, but then again, I don't know anything about Yugioh. So, that seems pretty cool. Anyway, next card is Amano Iwato, an Earth-type monster, level 4. The Rock Spirit monsters. Ooh, I remember those. Those are the cards that typically pop back to your hand, right? Rock-type Spirit cannot be special summoned. Monsters cannot activate their effects except Spirit monsters. Once per turn, during the end phase of this card was normal summoned or flip face up this turn, return this card to the hand. Yeah. So, I don't remember. Were Spirit Monsters big in 2018? I don't really remember Spirit Monsters too much from the stuff that I recognized in 2018. But hey, so maybe it was the case. I don't really know. So, next up, I think that was all of the common cards. Or at least in the back. I know there are more common cards that are in the front, so we might as well go forward. I think, if I counted correctly. So that's Amano Iwato, Soldier Dragons, Samurai Skull, Column Switch. Actually, I should probably organize this a bit more. So we're going to put that right there, here, bingo. Everything's on screen. Ruined Queen of Oblivion, F.A. Pit Stop, and Jack Wyvern, which we will toss down here, which leads us to the next card, Go, Aristera, and Dexia. I think that's what it is. So this seems like one of the cards from XZ era, because this has the Go, and Gaga type thing that the main character, what was it, Yuma from Yu-Gi-Oh! Zexal had. So Rock type with the effect, while another Go monster is on the field, your opponent monster cannot target Go monsters for attacks. Also, your opponent cannot target Go monsters on the field with card effects. An XC monster that was summoned using only this card and other Go monsters as material gains an effect. Ooh, that seems like fun. One is XC summon. You can target one face-up attack monster your opponent controls, change its defense position, and if you do, change its defense to 0. So if there's an XC monster that has a piercing effect, that would be really, really cool. This also has a giant amount of defense, 2200 defense for this card. I understand it's a rock type, but that's a lot of defense. I think I counted correctly. I'm going backwards, hopefully, because we will go into continue our commons. World Legacy Heart. Interesting looking card right here. World Legacy Heart is a standard spell card with the effect of dealing with World Chalice monsters. Yeah. Target 2 World Chalice monsters in your graveyard with different names. Add them to your hand. If you're linked, the linked monster would be destroyed by battle. You can banish this card from your graveyard instead. Only activate it once per turn. That second effect must be really, really good. Again, I don't know too much about World Chalice monsters, but yeah, bringing 2 of them back to your hand, really good. If your Link monster would be destroyed, you can banish this. That keeps the Links in attack in case you want to special summon some other type in one of the Link zones and it's not already filled in. That's got to be cool. Next one, monster type. It is FA Sonic Meister. Again, I really love the FAs, and look at that card. It does look like a race car that I would want to drive, at least. If I could drive race cars, which I don't know how many of you guys can drive race cars. I don't think I can. Probably not. I'm leaning no. Anyway, Wind, level 4, machine monster with the effect gains attack equal to its level times 300. And I noticed that this one was able to modify levels, so I assume that's a big thing about FAs. Cannot be destroyed by battle with an opponent's monster whose original level or rank is lower than this card's level. Each time an FA spell or trap card or effect is activated, you can increase this level by 1. If this card is level 7 or higher, you can make 2 attacks on monsters during each battle phase. That seems really cool. So if you can get this guy to a high enough level, this guy will just mow over everybody. Cool. So right now it starts off at 1200 attack. You throw a bunch of spell cards or FA spells, traps, and effects, bringing this guy up level by level. And if you get this guy high enough, so level 7, which would be 2100 attack, it would then have the effect of being able to attack two attacks on monsters during each battle phase, which, if you get this guy, I think the highest level monsters normally are like level 12, I think. So if you can get this guy to level 12, that would be 12 times 3, which would be 3600 attack. That's a lot of attack. It reaches a thresh point, I think, of like 3.5k. At that point, just mows over everything. Next card. Duck Dummy. It's a dummy. It's a duck. Is that Rescue Rabbit? I think that's Rescue Rabbit. I have Rescue Rabbit because I bought way back. I bought I don't remember what it was. The dinosaur deck. I don't think it was Dino Smashers. It was the other one with why am I struggling with this? Ultimate Conductor Tyranno. There you go. It has Rescue Rabbit and Megalo Smasher X and things like that. That deck, I know that deck when it was out. You could buy 3 of those and build a deck that was qualified. That would basically take you to like regionals or YCSs and things like that. So this card right here is Duck Dummy, level 1. Winged Beast Gemini effect. This card is treated as a normal monster while face up on the field or in the graveyard. While this card is a normal monster on the field, you can normal summon it to have an effect monster with these effects. Cannot be destroyed by card effects. Neither player can target this card with card effects. And the attacks from your opponent's monsters become direct attacks. Interesting. I don't know too much. This seems like a very niche card to have. Because this also seems very difficult because I know the biggest issue with Geminis is the fact that you have to summon it again. And that seems very difficult. I don't know if this effect is broken enough that it would be able to take advantage of it. But yeah. Alright, next card is another one. It's Ghost Beef. It's a pendulum monster. I thought it was going to be just a pure normal type because I didn't realize the rest of the card was there. Ghost Beef is the ghost of Christmas dinner. Fitting considering we're getting closer and closer to Christmas. Once per turn, you can roll a 6-sided die. Until the end of that turn, increase this card pendulum scale by that number, max 10. Okay, so you could get this guy on your right-hand side and just try to keep rolling until this thing goes all the way up to 10, and then activate its pendulum scale. And if you have a level 1, if you have a 1 scale at the left-hand side, then just go ham. Level 7 monster right there. 2,000 attack, 1,000 defense. Cool card. Are we getting into the special ones? We are. This is a very shiny looking level 3 auto rocket dragon. And I know rockets are a big thing because that's where Borreload and all of those fun cards came from. So, auto rocket dragon. Let us check out right here the super rares effect. It's a dragon monster with the effect. When a link monster effect is activated that targets this face-up card on the field, quick effect, you can destroy this card, then send 1 spell or trap on the field to the graveyard. During the end phase, if this card is in the graveyard because it was destroyed on the field by battle or card effect and sent there this turn, you can special summon 1 rocket monster from your deck except auto rocket dragon. Only use this effect once per turn. This seems like a really cool card for auto rockets, for rocket monsters in general. Because, let's see, when a link monster effect that targets this card, you can destroy it, then send 1 spell or trap to the grave. That's got to be useful, especially if the other side's got spell or traps. And then if it was sent this turn, because of battle or card effect, which the link monster effect would be, You can special summon one rocket monster from your deck. Doesn't matter by level or anything, so you can summon one of the beefier rockets, I guess. Very cool. Next one, I don't remember the order, so let's see what the next one is. The next one is Heavy Metal Foes Electromite. This is a very, very shiny card. Hopefully you guys can see it properly without the glare showing out there too much. Heavy Metal Foes Electromite. Electromite? I think that's how you pronounce it. Anyway, this is our secret rare, I think. And so we might as well get into the Link Monster's effect. It's a psychic link with the effect 2 Pendulum Monsters. If this card is Link Summoned, you can add 1 Pendulum Monster from your deck to your extra deck face up. That itself is just a standard, bam, got in your extra deck. Once per turn, you can target 1 other face-up card you control, destroy it, then add 1 face-up Pendulum Monster from your extra deck to your hand. Bam. So when it's Link Summoned, Pendulum Monster goes to the extra deck. Once per turn, target a face-up card that you control, destroy it, and then Pendulum Monster to your hand. If a card in your Pendulum Zones leaves the field, draw a card. That effect can only be used once per turn. So, 1800 attack, that's a Link 2 monster. I can definitely see how this card would be really good. Just because it's got a draw effect. It can bring cards basically from your deck to your hand at the same time. Very cool. I'm slightly disappointed only because I don't play Pendulum, so I wouldn't play Pendulum, so I don't know how useful this would be for me. But I assume a lot of people that play Pendulums would love this card. So, that's very cool. Next card on the list is True Draco Heritage. It's a Draco card. This is an interesting spell. It is a continuous spell, and we shall go into here. During your main phase, you can draw cards equal to the number of True Draco and True King card types, monster, spell, and trap, sent from the field to the graveyard this turn, so that's up to 3. During your main phase, you can immediately after this effect resolves, tribute summon 1 True Draco or True King monster face up. If this card is sent from the spell or trap zone to the graveyard, you can target 1 spell or trap on the field, destroy it. You can only use each effect once per turn. And it's a continuous spell. So, main phase, you can draw up to 3 cards that were sent from the field to the graveyard this turn. Instantly, up to draw 3. During your main phase, immediately after this effect, you can tribute summon a True Draco or True King face up. And I think True Kings and True Dracos do a lot of tribute summoning. They're not one of the special summoning type guys. And if this card just happens to leave, you draw a card on top of that as well. Final card, I think it's the rare left over, and that is Ghost Bird of Bewitchment. It's a winged beast with the effect. This card gains an effect based on your main monster zone that it's in. Oh, so this would go hand in hand with Column Switch if you really wanted to. If it's on the leftmost, you gain 1,000 attack. 1,000 attack and defense. If it's on the right-hand side, it can make up to 2 attacks on monsters during each battle phase. So 1,300, it'll do 2 attacks. Interesting. Center, your opponent cannot target this card with card effects. Also, it cannot be destroyed by your opponent's card effects. Interesting indeed. And then the other one's monsters in this column cannot activate their effects. That seems really, really good. Especially since don't links go in that other section? If links go in that other section, then link monsters can't activate their effects. That's got to be really, really good. If this card is able to get into a card zone where links are, then bam. I mean, again, it's not going to last very long. It's got only 1,300 attack, 1,500 defense. But that is a way to end it right there. I think we can move that right there. Look at that. That's a beautiful picture. And we can just kind of... I'm going to move all this to the right a little bit. And bam, look at that. All of those cards. So that will wrap up this episode. To go over it one more time on the 2018 Mega Tin, we got Hamato Iwata, Soldier Dragons, Samurai Skull, Column Switch, Ruin Queen of Oblivion, FA Pit Stop, Jack Wyvern, Go Arsteria, and Dexia. I think I pronounced that right. World Legacy Heart, FA Sonic Meister, Duck Dummy, and Ghost Beef. We got for our rare, we got, let me just make sure I'm reading this properly because I can't really see it. Ghost Bird of Bewitchment. For our secret rare, we got Heavy Metal Foes Electromite. For our super rare, we got Auto Rocket Dragon. And for our ultra rare, we got True Draco Heritage. I'm hopeful that I got them correct because I'm going to be honest, I am not very good when it comes to rarities. I still don't really know the difference between super rares and ultra rares, although I'm trying to. I think super rares isn't it just the just the picture and then ultra rares is both. Hopefully I got that right. Anyway, thank you very much for watching and supporting the Adoran region in any way, shape, or form, and thank you for stumbling through all of my mess here so far. We're a couple weeks in, and it is time to continue going tomorrow for another pack. Until then, ladies and gentlemen, take care.